Charlie Brown, it's me. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Gallatin's story began more than 2 centuries ago when a small settlement on the Cumberland River became a hub for agriculture, trade, and bold ideas. From those early days as a frontier crossroads to our proud role as one of Tennessee's most vibrant cities, Gallatin has always been a place where heritage and progress meet. Today, that spirit is alive and thriving. Our downtown is vibrant, our economy is diverse and resilient, and we continue to welcome new families who enrich the character of our community. We have outstanding schools, we've continued to strengthen public safety, invested in utility and road infrastructure, and expanded our parks and greenways to keep pace with a population that now tops 50,000, all while honoring the historic square and natural beauty that define who we are. But history teaches us that standing still is not an option. The next chapter calls for us to focus on sustainable development, smart infrastructure, and opportunities that ensure every resident has an opportunity for success. Together, we must steward our resources, attract innovative businesses, and protect the sense of belonging and friendly nature that make Gallatin unique. Today, you're invited to reflect on how far we've come and to join in shaping the Gallatin of tomorrow, a city that honors its past, thrives in the present, and boldly builds its future.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Friends, business leaders, city staff, you're all partners in Gallatin's success, and I'm so grateful that you're here. My sincere thanks today to Northfield. Pastor Hayden, thank you so much. This is great that we get to do this here each year. Thank you, too, to the Gallatin High School students who are helping. Wasn't that awesome? Let's give them a round of applause. Of course, Chef Christopher, amazing food. I haven't eaten yet, but it looks great, and it always is. And, of course, the Gallatin Chamber of Commerce. They always do a great job. For those of you who don't know, and I don't know if Rick Murphy is here or not, but he started this Mayor's State of the City address probably close to 20 years ago now, and way before I was mayor. And so I'm so glad that it has perpetuated and grown to the event that it is today, and I'm just so glad you're all here. Also want to say a great big thank you, a big, big, big thank you to Jeff Henschel. He's the guy back there that's... We wouldn't be doing this today without him. Trust me. And I'm grateful that my family is here. My dad, my brother, my nephew, Adam, and then I've got Linda and Mitzi and my sister-in-law, Sharon. So thank y'all so much. I love you all. So I love doing this each year. It's wonderful to see so many friends who are here that have come many years to hear this address, but it's great to see new people too. If you've attended before, I hope you're able to leave here today with something new. If this is your first time, thank you for your interest. I hope you truly enjoy it. I know this room is full of people who truly care about Gallatin. Many of you are heavily invested here, right? And you are the volunteers, the cheerleaders, the supporters of much of what makes Gallatin the dynamic community that it is. I can never thank you enough for that investment that you make here. My goal is that you leave here with renewed energy, reminders of everything that's good about Gallatin, and ideas for where opportunities and solutions might exist. But let's kick things off with this.
City of Gallatin production, scene 1, take 1.
Gallatin is a city on the move. Grown in all the right ways, yet staying true to what makes it feel like home. With a walkable downtown, festivals that bring people together, and local shops that keep things personal, it's hard not to feel like a regular here. But beyond the charm, Gallatin isn't standing still. It's growing, supporting major employers, expanding parks, all to provide a place for you to plant roots. It's a city with big potential and the heart to match it. Gallatin, built on tradition, growing with vision.
I wanted y'all to see that because it was a pitch video that was sent to us. It was done by Jordan Turner of Flake Films, and it was a piece that was not written by me, not paid for by the city, but I think it's a great piece of work because it shows a tremendous promotion of Gallatin. To me, it captivates the Gallatin that we all know and love, the city that greets you with a smile and feels like home the moment you arrive here. Generations before us built this place with hard work, stoic pride, resilience, and a dream for future generations. Today, our children can still ride bikes in their neighborhoods. They can see familiar faces in the shops and the restaurants. But we also now have incredible parks, we have youth sports, festivals, and more places for dining and shopping, and some great paying jobs. We're growing, and that brings the blessings of opportunity, but also the difficulties of change. I know that change feels so unsettling. New development, more traffic, fresh ideas that don't always look like the Gallatin of yesterday. Yet growth also brings business success, new amenities, rising value for our investments, and most importantly to me, advantages for our children and our grandchildren. So the real story is not about choosing between the Gallatin of yesterday and the Gallatin of tomorrow. It's about making sure that they work together, honoring our history while answering the questions of the future. And that is exactly what today's State of the City is about. Of course, yes, I'm going to talk about a lot of good, but I'll be the very first one to admit that there are issues that we need to solve. Every city has them, and most of our desirable neighbors in Middle Tennessee are experiencing the exact same pressures that we are. We're doing a good job, y'all. Listen to those who invest here, and yes, by that I mean even those evil, mean, greedy developers, right? But also the business owners, and most importantly, the families and the residents who love our city. Someone who moved here in the last decade, they may think we need fixing, they may think we're broken. They really don't know our city. None of us like all the changes, but we understand the necessity for them. Working together, we can make Gallatin better than ever. But the dedication, and I'm just being real honest here, y'all, the dedication by some to accuse, attack, negatively portray our city and the people in it who have done nothing wrong, it's not just disheartening. Sadly, it's also dangerous to a healthy and prosperous community. It compromises quality investment. It hurts an image that we have worked for a lot of years to build, right, Kim Baker? She says absolutely. Keeps good candidates from running for office, and it hurts our very property values. It's disrespectful to the legacies of the people who have built this community for years, who risked and sacrificed to build a way of life that we all, including the newcomers, could enjoy. I know new residents don't really understand our past, but the hardships for businesses and the barriers to personal success, they were very real. Most would not have chosen the community that we were then. And culturally, we've long been kind, respectful, a community with that culture. And I say that protecting that culture matters just as much as protecting our investment. So I ask that you think about it. Is compromising our community to get attention or whatever, is that right? Or is it worth it? Is it truly caring? I believe that those of us who love it here, we take the arrows, we try to stay focused on solutions, and we do the work. Because Gallatin deserves that. We're transparent, but we protect Gallatin from undeserved negative attention. And we stay busy doing the right things for the best outcomes, working on the real issues. At the recent Municipal League, the Tennessee Municipal League, where I just finished up being the president of the organization, cities from across the state shared ideas, compared strategies, and looked ahead to the future. The fortunate Tennessee cities, and by that I mean the ones with available infrastructure capacity and are actually desirable with their quality of life, are working to balance development, character, opportunity, and fiscal demands, just as we are.
We think a lot about the top issues facing Nashville, and I think these are common across Tennessee. You see generally affordable living as and that's a combined cost of housing, cost of transportation.
That means that the Tennessee economy is 52% bigger today than in Q1 of 2005. Okay, that is massive.
You know, it's a wonderful community to live in. It's a great place to raise your kids, so people are attracted to it.
Our economic development, bringing developments here, how are we going to attract the right ones? How are we going to grow sustainably?
Because, you know, what's made you successful in the past is not what's going to make you successful in the future. You've got to find the things that you're going to have to adapt to.
And comparatively, Gallatin is doing exceedingly well. While there's no perfect playbook, we continue learning, adapting, and striving to make the place we love even better for our future generations. Of course, public safety is a top priority for all of us. And in Gallatin, we're always working to make sure that our citizens are protected and that we're prepared to navigate the very worst.
Unbelievable images from Sky 5 show charred wood and debris blown as far as 300 yards.
None of the houses behind us that were involved were occupied yet. They were in the final stages of construction.
Like that horrible event, about which I'm pleased to report the young man injured is remarkably recovering, we've had a lot of need in our city. In 2024, our Gallatin Fire Department answered a record number of calls. Our personnel and other resources have consistently increased and elevated to meet the need. This year, we celebrated a new fire engine and launched our EMS SUV service, which is working very well and will be expanded. We're officially Swiftwater Rescue accredited, and the new site for Fire Station 1 is moving forward with broad and very exciting plans possibly for a site for Fire Station 2. She knows who I'm looking at. And just like that, just like at the Gallatin Fire Department, our Gallatin Police Department has citizen care as the heart of its mission, and they're doing a great job. Crime has actually decreased for many years, although I do not like some of the numbers there. We've had some serious crimes, certainly, but the threats to the general public remain extremely low. And there are bad folks. There's always going to be bad folks, I guess. But Gallatin has a reputation of being tough, catching offenders, and closing cases. That happens with a full complement of strategies: community policing, growing relationships, often by having some fun, but also with training, leadership, and a tough-on-crime philosophy, which, trust me when I tell you, that your chief, Don Bandy, has, along with some love of the Gallatin Green Wave. This year, the Gallatin Police Department finally got a dedicated firing range.
This has improved our capabilities greatly.
3 strong, 3 support, scan and reholster. Good.
Before we were having to rent space from other agencies. It was a long drive, a lot of coordination. Now we have a facility that we can come out, we can practice with our officers for quarterly firearms, for in-service.
And for me, it's reassuring to have more confidence that our dedicated officers have the best defense against those who would wish to cause them harm. Our training this year hit record levels, and our outstanding Citizens Police Academy continues to build a community awareness and strengthen community trust. One of the biggest challenges in public safety has historically been attracting and retaining dedicated individuals. With several initiatives that have happened in recent years, including increased compensation and benefits, we have finally reached complete staffing levels that other cities envy. In fact, we recently had 142 applicants for just 12 firefighter positions. This past year, I know, isn't that awesome? This past year, our employees' wages increased close to $2 million, which even across the workforce of 650 people is very sizable. But even with that, environment and opportunity still matter. People want to work here, and they know there's a chance to grow in Gallatin. Paramedic TJ Sexton is a perfect example.
TJ Sexton's an engineer with the fire department. He's been with us for several years, and recently he completed paramedic school and obtained his Tennessee paramedic license.
Medical is a huge part of what we do. It's the majority of our call volume. And you get on scene and you see EMS get there, and you kind of like feel bad that you can't provide enough. So you always want to provide more and do more and be at the top and always strive for that next step.
I think TJ had to break the barrier for people to see you could do that. And now that that barrier has been broken and people know it's achievable, we have others wanting to do the same thing. And as they get their training and achieve their license, we'll expand that program across the city.
And I have so much gratitude and respect for our individuals like Mr. Sexton who work to better serve our residents. Of course, key to the opportunities and responsible for departmental and city culture are our city department heads. These individuals lead some of the most dedicated workforces I've ever even observed. It's their leadership to me that makes that difference, and so I'm going to ask that all of our city department heads to please stand and be recognized. Come on now. You guys do an amazing job for our city. Thank you for your service. There are also a lot of employees here, so we're grateful for their presence. Excuse me. The Gallatin City Council also plays a very important role in shaping and running our city, right? This year, we welcome 2 new council members, Councilman Todd Alexander and Councilman Paul Jones. I'm going to ask our city council to stand up so I can point y'all out to everybody. So I know Councilman Alexander's over here. Councilman Jones is right here. No, y'all stay standing. So Councilman Alexander and Councilman Jones joined Vice Mayor District 4 Representative Craig Hayes, who's over here. District 3 Representative Pascal Juvance is not with us, but District 5 Representative Stephen Carter is here. And at-large members Sean Fennell and Steve Fan. I think I got everybody, didn't I? Okay, good. Thank you. I thank you for the opportunity to work with you. I thank you for what you do. And I think we'll all agree it's not so easy, is it? It's been a rough year. There's one more special person I want to recognize today, someone we recently had the joy of celebrating in retirement. Chuck Stewart, where are you, and will you stand, please, sir? He is standing. Hey, Chuck joined the city 14 years ago, and he completely transformed our building department. He built a team that cares deeply about protecting safety while also helping to move along important investment. Thanks to his leadership, this department is known for being expedient, thorough, and truly the very best at what they do. He also made working with them a lot of fun, from his hard-to-understand grumble to his one-of-a-kind personality, his outrageous costumes, unwavering love of LSU, and the homegrown vegetables and incredible Cajun dishes he and his wife, Kat, share. Chuck, you brought a lot of joy into your work, and he built a lot of forever friendships. I want you to know that you, sir, made our city better. You made many of us better, including me. We're going to miss you, and we thank you for your invaluable service. I love you, I love Kat, and I will cherish our friendship. So thank you. Thank you. In addition to Gallatin's amazing employees, foundational to resident satisfaction and quality of life is our infrastructure. Some you see and you think about, like roads, right? But other critical foundations are equally important. You might take them for granted, like trash pickup, water, sewer, electricity, and our amazing parks, because they're always there for us. But this year we did boost the paving budget so that we could pave more roads. We've executed several projects, including the Smith Street widening that was completed behind the Sumner County Courthouse. There was a major culvert replacement on South Water, Numerous intersections and signals were improved, and we built some more sidewalks. There's much to look forward to. Of course, the State Route 386 is among the largest. The plan is to be led by TDOT, and the latest plan is to extend limited access from Greenlee Boulevard to 109, build a new overpass, realign Long Hollow, and install a new interchange. Among the local investments will be the Blythe Street widening and streetscape, which will include 3 lanes, sidewalks, pedestrian crossings, bike lanes, and I'm really excited about a beautiful new roundabout at West Eastland. This is going to be a great project. It will be lengthy, but it could begin as early as late next year. South Water will also be improved, widening some sections to 3 lanes and adding sidewalks and bike lanes. This corridor is also designed to include 2 roundabouts. This is going to begin in 2028, hopefully. And there's more. There's included in our list developer-funded improvements on Lot 4, the widening of off-ramps and the bridge on Big Station Camp, a pedestrian path in front of Volunteer State Community College and through the Kennesaw neighborhood, replacement and widening of both the East Camp Creek and Station Camp Creek bridges on Nashville Pike, new signals and turning lanes for the Airport Road intersections at both State Route 25 and East Broadway, new signals at Hunt Club Boulevard, Tulip Poplar and Belvedere, and Gateway Drive and Airport Road. There's also the second phase of our intelligent traffic system, connecting an additional 20 signals to our network. Finally, the Triple Creek berm will alleviate impacts of certain storm events on Town Creek and help protect our downtown properties from flooding. So we are very, very busy. All of these projects represent the diligence of our engineering team, which I spotted over here as I was going through that list, our planning team and our codes department, all who work with investors in TDOT to get the best that we can as we build our future. Now, there is a reality that I don't think most understand is at play. We hear all the time, we shouldn't keep growing until we have new roads or public transit, or I guess traffic is at a bare minimum. And that is a way of doing things. They do it a lot in some other states. Gallatin's actually done some of that. Think about Big Station Camp, Greenlee, Albert Gallatin. All of those roads were built to attract development. But that's very expensive, and it's built solely with your tax dollars. Yes, it's per development, as it was designed to do. But Tennessee and most of its cities, we generally don't invest in surplus pavement, in surplus pavement. And often it seems like we're years behind the needs, right? But, and I'm going to be very kind in the way that I say this, but that is the price that we pay to live in the state with the 4th lowest tax burden in the entire country. So while development creates pressure, it also helps address existing needs. Gallatin absolutely requires utility, road, and pedestrian investments with every single approval. And much of that brings the advantage of improving existing deficits, whether it be on the roads related to flood control or resolving potential utility deficiencies. And then technology is helping us all do better. Whether we're talking about pavement durability, traffic flow, water loss, energy efficiency, or logistics, every improvement translates into cost savings, better efficiency, and more accountability and transparency. Modernization is happening in every department in the City of Gallatin. Just last year, we launched a public GIS trash map, began mapping our cemeteries, historic graves, rolled out a tourism GIS map, used GIS for a successful census, and brought free Wi-Fi and an interactive kiosk downtown. Parks and golf now use RecTrack for easy scheduling. Our archives are being digitized, and there are new weather stations at our fire facilities. Fiber installation has helped our communication and our traffic signals, and newer technology cameras continue to elevate the work of our law enforcement. You've heard me discuss before that we are so fortunate to have ownership of our utilities. Water, sewer, gas, and electric have all planned and invested well. But increased population means increased demand. This year, we're investing $12 million in electric substations, $9 million in gas infrastructure, and yes, you're going to see that number right, $30 million in water. At the Gallatin Department of Electricity, we're upgrading meters for real-time outage, broke ground on the new 109 North substation, celebrated Jerica Trout, I saw her somewhere, celebrated Jerica Trout as the Public Power Employee of the Year, and saw the building of the brand new department on Jones Street.
You think about it, if it gets really, really cold, those diesel trucks are hard to start.
Once we started getting larger trucks from having to have larger poles, the booms would stick out past the actual bay doors and we wouldn't be able to shut the doors, so it was kind of counterintuitive to be able to park inside.
So the big new bays, the double doors, we spent some money on our doors. They're roll-up double doors, which is very, very nice. A lineman has to work no matter what, in the middle of the night, in a downpour, a thunderstorm, and the more we can do to keep a truck clean, the better off we are.
We should all be so proud that these investments don't just fortify our utility systems, but actually offer advantages for our neighbors. The Gallatin Public Utilities' very large-scale water project, delivering much-needed water to other parts of the county, must be completed by the end of 2026. So work is well underway.
So we're on Highway 31E. They're breaking rock to start installation of the 20-inch water line. This is the pipe that's going to be installed on this regional water project. It's 20-inch ductile iron pipe. We're in mid-October. It's probably 25-30% complete. It's actually broken up into 4 separate projects. This section of line that we're on right now is the Gallatin portion of the project. There is a Castellan section of the project, a Westmoreland section of the project, and a Portland section of the project. The Westmoreland section of the project, which is about 3,300 feet of pipe, it's installed, completed, and ready to have water put on it.
And in addition to better water service, natural gas will soon be a reality for Westmoreland, because Gallatin is in the process of extending service to them, bringing new potential for investment for our neighbors, which is going to be a great thing for them. To be clear, these expansions absolutely do not compromise our residents. They actually strengthen our systems with economy of scale and increased resiliency. I think it can also help us because it gives our neighbors the opportunity to help us accommodate some of the demand created by the mass migration of people from other parts of the country. Because we are thriving, businesses are investing in Gallatin with very valuable investments. It's more evident each year that this city's commitment to industrial innovation, skilled workforces, and continuous investment is the right path. Just this past year, Meta's $1.5 billion data center opened to national attention.
Today, we are proud to announce that Meta's Gallatin data center is now live.
And thank you, Meta. We just recently learned that they're planning another meaningful expansion here in our city. Simpson Strong Tie, a great Gallatin story. Their more than 60-year presence on Belvedere Drive has led to a brand new $110 million, almost 500,000 square feet facility on Airport Road. They'll be adding 37 new jobs, keeping Gallatin-made products powering construction throughout the world. Right next door to Simpson's, another new addition, Alexander Mobility Services' 112,000 square feet southeast headquarters.
People going out of their way to make this a great experience for us to get this building done, get our certificates, get everything in and ready. It's just been an amazing experience, so I'd recommend Gallatin to anyone.
This year, Gap Inc. also made national news with their expansion.
Popular clothing retailer Gap is pouring millions into robotics at its largest distribution facility. And what many think
this company first planted roots in Gallatin more than 30 years ago. Today, their campus has grown to 2.3 million square feet. The company's largest global distribution center and Sumner County's largest manufacturing employer. Most recently, Gap invested an additional $58 million in Boston Dynamics robotic technology, bringing their total Gallatin investment to more than $150 million. Mohawk Textiles is, to me, another exceedingly cool local Gallatin business. They're still relatively new, but they're bringing world-class innovation to cool projects like NASA's Artemis mission. HTG recently announced their choice of Gallatin, launching Tennessee's first rail-served waste transfer facility near the old Donnelly building on Airport Road. This service will take construction debris out of state by rail and reduce the volume of trash in our local landfills, many of which are nearing their full capacity, which, by the way, is the reason that your trash costs increased this year. Finally, at Gallatin's Music City Executive Airport, the ribbon was cut on new airport pads, and there are plans for a brand new, very modern terminal, all to meet the ever-growing aviation needs and opportunities that we have in our area. In all, more than 41 industrial and manufacturing companies call our community home. And in just the last few years, we have had more than $1 billion in capital investment, bringing high-paying jobs, miles of fiber, and cutting-edge robotics. This is no accident. It is our strategy. It is by design that our region's training, investment, and jobs are all evolving and all aligning. And Sumner County Schools is playing a big role in that. They are the future for our local business and our residents. Already #1 in the state in career technical pathways in STEAM schools, last year in Sumner County, 4,422 students took part in work-based learning and earned 2,165 industry credentials. Now, our Sumner County Schools is elevating potential even more with the recently announced Innovation Center, a new concept that will give students real-life experience creating solutions for local businesses. Volunteer State Community College continues to be another vital partner to our businesses and to our city, educating students and readying them for careers while providing training for specific roles in both the public and private sectors. And of course, there's going to be much more from Vol State because President Tostenson always seems to have some good news, so stay tuned for that. I mean it when I say this. God bless our educators. Whether you're an educator at Sumner County Schools, at our private schools, Welch College, Volunteer State Community College, thank you for what you all do. And I know there's not a lot of educators probably here today because they're teaching our kids, but please spread the news that we said thank you to them today. Now, a fun way that we're also bringing investment for Gallatin is with the strategy to attract visitors. In 2024, Tennessee set a new record in visitor spending, and Sumner County ranked as the 14th most visited county in the state of Tennessee. Gallatin welcomed more than 700,000 visitors, and we earned $62.2 million in visitor spending. So, Destination Gallatin, our new tourism initiative, continues working to bring people here that will spend their money and then go back home. Right? A new website, a visitor guide, and a lot of work by Jenna Landstrom will translate into more dollars for our local businesses, and it's all funded not by your tax dollars, but by visitor revenue. But you also get the benefits from what we're able to do with that money because we'll have more local events like the recent aviation competition and the concert that took place at our local airport. And soon we plan to have new decor for Christmas in our historic downtown. We think it will help attract shoppers during that big spending season that's coming up. Everything that we do depends on Gallatin's reputation, and we work to make sure that we have a good story to tell. Because you know how it is. The problems make the news, not always the good stuff. So sometimes we try to be a bit creative to keep people engaged and curious and seeing what's good in our city. Interestingly, our largest social media post today was one that got 3.1 million views, but showing the world that we know how to have fun with a silly April Fool's joke about a shark in Old Hickory Lake. How it goes. Also, coincidentally, and who would have guessed this, Gallatin, although Gallatin Road it was, showed up in a Taylor Swift song recently. But it has brought some worldwide attention to our area of Tennessee that superstar used to call home. Hopefully, by now, you've noticed that Gallatin is buzzing with new restaurants, retailers, services, and there are more on the way. Our city is flourishing, finally, in those sectors. And before anybody asks, yes, Target is still scheduled to build. Last year, we set an all-time record for building permits in our city, and we expect strong investment to continue. Our Clearview Community Center is nearing completion as the wonderful centerpiece and highly anticipated facility for this vibrant park. Nearby, the Shalom Zone Daycare will open in January. My gratitude to Ms. Rosemary Bates for procuring that grant and facilitating this project. This is something that is badly needed to support our local workforce. We're also excited that we're actively planning new fields and future investments in youth sports, something that is very important to our next generation. And while not a city project, I definitely want to say thank you to Rogers Group for the Comer Barn preservation. I'm really touched, and I am really grateful you made this happen. I also want to recognize the lady for whom the Comer Barn became a multi-year and actually multi-plan project. Deanne DeWitt, thank you. Thank you and congratulations. Here you are. Yeah. I know I'm not alone in feeling like this special place is one of our area's most iconic landmarks. And I'm so glad that it's going to be here for future generations to enjoy too. But while the barn remains, another sight we're used to seeing is going away. Retired 10 years ago, the TVA coal smokestacks are coming down. It will change our skyline. They've stood along the Cumberland River for decades. But I can't say that they'll be particularly missed, right? But I certainly want to thank TVA for the investment that they continue to make to power our growing Southeast, what's more important, and for the important economic development that they help bring to our area. So thank you to our partners at TVA. So some things, they have a use and a time and a place, and some are cherished parts of our history, like that barn. And like what I consider Gallatin's greatest physical asset, our historic downtown square. I imagine that by now, many of you have heard about Project Phoenix. The truth is, we don't yet know whether this is the right fit for us, but it's a compelling possibility that deserves thoughtful, careful consideration. Every downtown advocate knows that consistent daily users, not just occasional visitors, are the very lifeblood of a thriving downtown. That's why attracting new housing around our historic square has been a priority for years for the city. Project Phoenix could redevelop the City Hall block with a mixed residential, retail, and hotel development. It could transform the public property into a revenue-generating asset that brings those daily shoppers and diners downtown. At the same time that we're considering this, City Hall is at a place where significant renovations are needed at a cost comparable to rebuilding. Fire Station 1's already moving, and soon we're going to need a new police headquarters. So Project Phoenix could help fund these investments. So yes, taking a serious look at this does make sense. We absolutely know that minimizing the negative impacts to the existing downtown square would be priority one, because this is for the support of that square, certainly not to the detriment. Now also this year, because Project Phoenix didn't spin up enough controversy and sensationalism, we also had the Gallatin Marina. So, or I shouldn't say the Gallatin Marina, the Foxland Harbor Marina. We already have a wonderful Gallatin Marina. And to say that that has been difficult would be an understatement. There have been a lot of unhappy opponents. There have been some proponents. Ultimately, a decision was made. The marina was approved by the Army Corps of Engineers. The land development adjacent to the marina and the water, which many don't really, I think, understand was already approved, was actually amended and got an updated approval. Now, just as I believe decades ago when I wrote my very first letter of support for this marina, when I still lived in that area, actually, I think the marina will be good for Gallatin. It may bring change, but I'm confident that the future will include benefits for our city, along with precious, cherished memories like jumping into a golf cart with Grandpa and riding down to get ice cream and watch the boats at sunset. This is my hope for Foxland Harbor Marina. So yes, it's often hard to get there with some of our decisions, but citywide business is strong, and there's every reason to think that it will continue. Tennessee now has the second most stable housing market in the nation. We offer jobs, tax advantages, 4 seasons, close proximity to a major city and an international airport, and friendly people. All of the things that a lot of people are seeking. Certainly, I have to say a huge thank you to our Gallatin Chamber of Commerce for their role. The support that you bring to the local business community is real, it is noticed, and not just here. Many of you have heard me say before, the Gallatin Chamber of Commerce is world class and was even named Tennessee's Chamber of the Year. Let's recognize our amazing Gallatin Chamber. Of course, nothing works in a city if the government doesn't work, right? And the bedrock of solid government is strong financial management. Rachel Nichols, thank you for that. Today, Gallatin's reserves exceed $27 million. Our tax rate has lowered substantially over the years, but our revenues have climbed. Our infrastructure projects are responsibly funded. Last year, you all voted for a new half-cent sales tax dedicated entirely to city projects. This generates about $600,000 a month, so over $7 million a year. Additionally, we also conducted a special census. It recorded a population of 50,189, which has resulted in around $1 million annually. It's efforts like these that keep the pressure off of your property taxes, which I think most people appreciate in our state and in our city. And despite our shrinking federal grants, we did secure some key awards, including a TDEC Brownfield grant to evaluate some of our local sites for redevelopment, a Department of Energy grant for HVAC replacements, a Community Development Block grant for yet-to-be-determined investment, and a Department of Justice award for new park ranger vehicles. And while we receive grants, the city also awards some of its own. This year, 24 nonprofits were granted $450,000 through our community enhancement process. Now, there's a great tool that's new for you to check out, and that is the Finance Department's new way to show our finances publicly in a more transparent way online. The tool is on our website currently. It's still being refined and maximized, but I think you're going to find it really interesting and helpful. So what I want you to know, y'all, is that Gallatin is doing all right. Stable and thriving in new ways all the time. Change is hard for all of us, but as long as there's a demand to live here, there's a balance that we have to strike, because community success depends on that balance. Jobs, homes, affordable homes, they're all vital. To be resilient, we have to stay nimble, we have to be creative, and we have to continue to innovate. Now, the way that we can stay constant is in what matters most, and that is that the heart of Gallatin is its people. Smart, generous, tough, hardworking, and the grit of our determination, but with grace, kindness, gratitude, and joy, is the character of Gallatin. Our future? Well, I think it looks a lot like the Gallatin we cherish today. Families gathered on the square, kids laughing in our parks, friends enjoying a meal together, students discovering their potential, neighbors showing up for their neighbors, entrepreneurs daring to dream. It will still be a city alive with possibility. We honor the generations who built our foundation, and we welcome the energy of those who choose Gallatin now. Together we can shape a future where opportunity is shared, where our natural beauty is yours, and where every person has a chance to thrive. So I ask each of us, choose to make a difference. To those in public service, choose to do the right thing, even when it's really, really hard. Let's move forward with confidence and courage. Let's continue to dream big, work hard, and show what a community can be when it believes in itself and we believe in one another. If we stay the course and we do the work, then years from now, future generations will talk about us like we talk about those who came before. They'll say they protected what mattered, they prepared for what was coming, they built something worth passing on. We're all here because we love this city. And because we love it, we're determined to leave it even better than it is today. And I think that will be our legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. May God bless each of you, our amazing city, and our great nation. I thank you for allowing me to be Gallatin's mayor. I thank you for loving Gallatin. And here's to building Gallatin's next extraordinary chapter. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you. Am I going away or staying with you? I was going to help you up. Am I going away or staying with you? So. Okay. Am I staying with you? Okay.
How amazing was that? I thought of something while you were speaking, and Mayor and I share a good friend, probably to many of you, Reggie Mudd. I don't think he's here, but he told me something many, many years ago, and he said, you know, Kim, the thing about people is that they either care way too much or they don't care at all. And how lucky are we to have a mayor who leads our city so well and loves so well and cares way too much, and that we have a room full of people that care too much too.
Oh, absolutely. I love you.